Hello friends, I'm back again with yet another video of my channel, Not a Dicky Bird. This time it is not my fish pond updates, rather I thought to share a bigger picture of how TV channel works. I hope I could able to explain this in a layman language since I have been working in this domain for the last 14 years. Okay, let's see how it goes. We start off with the main role-playing component in this process. I assume you all know what that component is. Yes, absolutely, it is satellites. The satellites we use for TV channel broadcasting is known as geostationary satellites. These geostationary satellites revolve the Earth in an orbit called geostationary orbit. Geostationary satellites rotate the Earth with the same speed as that of Earth. Geostationary orbit is too crowded with such satellites nowadays. If any of you are more enthusiastic to know how many satellites are owned by India and its names, you can get these details very easily from net. However, if you couldn't find it yourself, please post your comment in my comment box. I will help you to find it out. See the main part of the satellite which used for the communication purpose, that is transponder. The transponder receives the broadcasting signal from the base station at one frequency. Then it amplifies the power of the signal, removes the noise if there any, and retransmit that to the Earth in a different frequency. Here the uplink frequency is always higher than the downlink frequency. For D2H transmission, satellites uses Ku-band frequency. This Ku-band frequency has a good power which allows smaller dish to receive the signals without much distortion. Now it's the time to see how the TV channel programs are created. Each TV channel provider has their own studio. The content for the channels are created from here. Sometimes the programs would be shoot from the live event spot itself, like football match. Once these programs are created, that will be transmitted to the satellite from the production room. If it is a live event, broadcasting would be from the OV1. The channels broadcasted in this way can be received by D2H operators using their receiver antennas. Before that, a D2H operator has to make a business agreement with the channel provider. D2H operators make similar tie-up with other channel providers as well. Once they received all these signals from channels at their broadcasting center, they will club all these channels together and compress into a MPEG format, encrypt this signal. After that, this signal will be beamed to the rendered transponder in the satellite. D2H providers rents many transponders to handle huge amount of data they have to transmit. Now the final phase in the signal transmission. The transmission of signal to the end user. Here end user must have to angle their antenna towards to the D2H provider satellites. You might be noticed that different D2H providers dish uses different angle even if those dishes are all in the same location. This is because the different providers might be using different satellites for their content broadcasting. If you are interested to see which satellites are used by your D2H provider, you can use this URL to check that. I will give you the URL name in the description box as well. Now we see the only electric component in the satellite dish, that is LNB, which stands for Low Noise Block Down Converter. An LNB has two important functions. It is a low noise amplifier, meaning it takes extremely weak satellite signal and amplifies it. Other functionality is that it takes signals onto the super high satellite frequency and convert them into a lower frequency. Now we see what is actually happened when you press channel number on your set-top box remote. The remote controller emits an IR signal, and that signal will be received by the IR receiver fitted with your set-top box. Since the IR receiver is wired to the microcontroller in your set-top box, microcontroller can receive the binary signal sent by the IR receiver. The driver software running in your set-top box processes the key code in the received binary signal and notifies that to the application software running in your set-top box. An application understands that it is a channel switch request. It will populate a channel map. This channel map includes all the required parameters to log the requested channel. Later, this map will be passed to the driver software. In turn, driver software contacts to the satellite tuner hardware which is connected to the RF section and gives the instruction to log that requested channel. Channel parameters includes the channel frequency to log, symbol rate, modulation techniques used, and broadcasting standards used. Once the tuner locks that channel, it will pass that received stream to the component called demux. Later demux filter audio, video and other data. Then video will be passed to the video decoder and audio to the audio decoder. Finally, both decoded data are passed to a display unit. Display unit transfers this data to the TV either through HDMI or AV out. Now you can watch the requested TV channel on your TV. Though still the vast majority of TV channel telecasting follows broadcasting technology, I bet in near future OTT technology will take over the TV channel telecasting because these days internet speed is far better. Now I hope everyone get an end-to-end picture of how the TV channels work. Thank you for watching my channel.